Michael, your 2022 GRRA president, and I am joined today by two members of our Triad MLS board, Kathy Carpenter, who is our Triad MLS board president this year, and second-year board member, Chris Pappalardo. So welcome and thank you both for being with us today. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about the market and what are we seeing out there, guys? What does it look like first quarter 2022 compared to last year?
Chris, I'll let you answer this one first.
All righty. So, well, we're seeing a sort of a massive rise in values in our area. So we've seen, I mean, even from single family homes to townhomes and condos, everybody's gone up. We've seen increases over the year of 16 to 18% across the board in values because of lack of supply. Simply put, when you don't have as much supply, right, demand goes up and therefore prices go up. So, and we're just seeing it across the board. And we're also seeing days of market are down significantly, you know, from 27 days to 18 to 19 days on average for everything on the market. And so, you know, it's everybody wants to live here. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. We have so many people who want to move to the Triad, you know, that they're just coming in droves, and businesses are coming in. And, you know, so we just have a lack of inventory for all the people coming here. We've actually had more houses go on the market in some cases. We got more people buying them than we're creating. So, and we don't see that trend changing anytime soon.
Chris, I thought what was interesting on single family homes, last year in January, we listed 1574, this year 1529. So that number was down just a little bit. But what I thought was more interesting is closed last year, January was 1584, and this year 1416. So that was down 10%. So again, just proving that lack of inventory. Be creative. Talk to sellers and buyers about creative ways that we can do inventory. I know a struggle has been that a seller doesn't want to sell because they have no place to move. So I'm hearing of some unique things in the market, rent backs and things like that are creating transactions and people are getting to move.
Yeah.
I agree. So we are living in a volatile world now, and there's a lot of factors going on across the country. And one of those factors is the interest rates are hiking up a little bit. I think now we're just over 5. How can we best advise our buyers who are scared by that number and might be a little hesitant to buy because of the interest rates? Chris, what would you tell a buyer to convince them that now is a good time to
buy now? The federal government, we are seeing the highest inflation of prices in 40 years. So a lot of buyers are saying, I want to wait. You know, I want to wait till next year because, you know, homes are going to come down in value. It just can't keep like this. Well, the way that they're choosing to slow the affordability factor is raising interest rates. And the federal government has said they're going to bump it up another 4 to 5 times this year alone. And so just I'd advise people get in now, because go look and ask a buyer or yourselves to look at, all right, if I buy a $300,000 or $400,000 house at 5% interest, what's that payment at 6% interest? And then go look at how much interest they're paying on even a 0.5% increase, not just the payment amount going up, but how much interest over time. And, you know, historically, we've been really, I'm going to use the word spoiled the past few years with interest rates that we've had. Since 1990, the average affordability factor on interest rates was about 5.8% for a mortgage, 5.8 since 1990. And up to that point, the average buyer was spending 38 to 39% of their income on their house payment alone. Currently, right now, the average homeowner spends less than 20% of their check on their house payment. And even at a 5.5 or 6% interest rate, that's not going to magically jump to 40%. It's still going to be 21, 22% of their income, and they're still building wealth. And due to the lack of inventory that we can't magically create, those buyers that say, I'm going to wait a year, that could actually cost them even more than paying $10 or $20 or $30,000 more than they think they should for a house now. Then that interest rate bump. It's really, really important that they understand what waiting can cost them long term.
Again, it's a great time to buy. I looked at some statistics that said nationally sales were down in the first quarter. So our market is doing, I think, above what the national trends are showing. And like Chris said, we have a short-term memory, I think. It was about between 3 and 4 years ago that we had 5%. So it's not terrible. We can sell homes in the interest rate. We just need to keep the value. I don't see this bubble bursting anytime soon. So we just stay positive, realtors.
So I agree 100%. One of the statistics that jumped out at me was looking at the percent of the list price compared to sales price. And in 2021, that percentage was houses were selling at 99.6%. First quarter 2022, they're selling at 102%. So that means we're having multiple offers. Buyers are trying to put their best foot forward, should put their best foot forward when they're making an offer. How, as agents, can we help our buyers to educate them on the importance of going in with a very strong offer in hopes that yours will be chosen? Chris, what would you advise?
Well, realize that anytime you have inventory less than a 6-month supply, that it's a seller's market. And right now, having a 3 to 4 week supply of inventory, realize that many times buyers were getting multiple offers on a property. And so when the buyer falls in love, make an aggressive offer above asking and don't forget, also other terms, make the seller feel comfortable, give them higher than fees on due diligence, earnest money deposits, get your lender to fully qualify your buyer, get them happy, get them comfortable, knowing what to expect, that this is the competitive market we're in, and having such tight inventory is really making it important for the seller to see the whole picture, that the buyer is really, really sound, and make them feel comfortable that this is a buyer that's going to continue through the transaction with not just sales price terms, but deposits.
And Chris, I think also having a buyer having some flexibility in when they can close, because I think we're doing that domino effect of a seller needs to buy. So flexibility in closings, I think, is really key.
So good point, Kathy. What's wrong with pushing it out 60, 75 days and giving the seller breath, time? What if we had sellers put their house in the market and say, look, I need 60 days, I need 75 days to start with. If I find something earlier, we can close earlier. Let's work together on win-win terms that help both people. Because I agree, we have so many sellers I think would sell, except they say, oh my gosh, where am I going? Well, let's give you time. Let's give you time to find a place. Okay, let's work together and just tell the buyer, look, I need more time than usual. That's okay.
And that reflects.
Some you'll still wait.
Yeah, and I think that reflects in our days on the market. So last January, we were looking at 27 days, and now we're down to 19 days. I mean, that's huge compared to, those are quick decisions, and it's just hard on everybody, but we're going to get there. And I think as realtors, if we better educate ourselves and work together to make transactions happen for buyers and sellers, I think we'll be in the right place.
I agree. And I think the key is number one, educating ourselves so that we can educate our buyers on the state of the market, and talking about flexibility and some different things that they can do. Because ultimately, as agents, as realtors, we want to get a buyer into a house that they will love and care for, and we want the seller to achieve their goals as well. So thank you both so much for joining us today. This was a lot of great information, and we will look forward to getting back together to talk about the trends next quarter. So everybody
Thank you
have
so
a great
much.
day.